There's a painful reality that millions of older adults face every single day, yet no one seems to talk about it. It's not just about getting older or dealing with health problems. It's about being alone. The quiet struggle of aging in solitude is something many fear but few prepare for. It's a subject often ignored in conversations, yet it affects countless seniors worldwide. Imagine waking up to complete silence with no one to greet you in the morning. The phone barely rings, and days blend into weeks without a single visitor. There are no warm conversations over coffee, no spontaneous outings, no reassuring presence of a loved one to share life's little moments. The world moves forward at its usual pace, but for someone aging alone, it can feel like life is slowly passing them by. But why does no one talk about this? Perhaps it's because loneliness in old age is uncomfortable to think about. It's easier to believe that everyone has family, friends, or a support system to lean on. Yet the truth is far more sobering. Many older adults outlive their spouses, lose touch with friends, or have family members who are too busy with their own lives. What's left is an existence filled with quiet struggles, where simple daily tasks become battles, and social isolation starts to feel like a permanent state. This is not just an emotional issue, it's a growing crisis. Studies show that chronic loneliness in older adults can be as damaging to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of heart disease, dementia, depression, and even premature death. Yet despite these alarming facts, the issue remains largely unspoken. Why? Because society often associates old age with retirement, relaxation, and golden years, not with the crushing weight of isolation. This video is here to change that. Today, we are diving into the harsh reality of living alone as an older person, a reality that is rarely discussed, yet deeply affects so many. This is not about pity or fear-mongering, it's about shedding light on a truth that deserves attention. If you are someone living alone, or if you have an elderly parent, relative, or friend, this video will open your eyes to what life in solitude really looks like and why it's more than just an emotional challenge. But beyond exposing the problem, we will also explore how loneliness impacts mental and physical health, why it happens, and what can be done about it. There is hope, and there are solutions. Whether you are directly affected or simply want to understand this silent crisis better, by the end of this video, you will gain a deeper perspective on what it truly means to age alone, and why it's time for all of us to start paying attention. Stay with us as we unravel the emotional, physical, and social toll of living alone in old age. The truth is difficult, but understanding it is the first step toward change. Loneliness is often dismissed as a temporary or insignificant problem, but for many older adults, it is a constant presence that deeply affects their mental and emotional well-being. Living alone in old age is not just about being physically isolated, it's about feeling unseen, unheard, and forgotten. The impact of this isolation goes far beyond a passing sense of sadness. It can lead to severe psychological distress, making everyday life a struggle. For many seniors, loneliness is not a choice. As the years go by, friends move away, spouses pass on, and family members become preoccupied with their own responsibilities. The once busy home that was filled with laughter and conversation slowly turns into an empty, silent space. Human connection, something that once felt abundant, now feels like a luxury. Days turn into weeks without meaningful interaction, and the world outside begins to feel distant, as if it no longer belongs to them. The effects of chronic loneliness on mental health are profound. Studies have shown that long-term social isolation can significantly increase the risk of depression and anxiety in older adults. Without regular social engagement, the mind begins to spiral into negative thoughts, reinforcing feelings of worthlessness and despair. Many seniors who live alone report feeling as if their lives no longer hold purpose, that they are merely existing rather than truly living. This sense of purposelessness can be devastating, leading to withdrawal from society and even self-neglect. One of the most alarming consequences of prolonged loneliness is its link to cognitive decline and dementia. Research indicates that older adults who experience chronic loneliness are at a much higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. The brain, like any other muscle, requires stimulation to stay active and healthy. Social interactions, conversations, and engagement with others help maintain cognitive function. But when those interactions become rare, the brain starts to weaken. Memories fade faster, thinking slows down, and mental sharpness deteriorates. Beyond cognitive decline, loneliness also fuels feelings of anxiety and fear. Living alone means facing every challenge alone, whether it's a sudden illness, a fall, or simply the daily burden of managing household tasks. Many seniors experience heightened anxiety about what might happen if they need help and no one is there to assist them. This fear often leads to increased stress, trouble sleeping, and an overall decline in emotional well-being. But the most heartbreaking impact of loneliness is the feeling of being forgotten. Many seniors express that the worst part of aging alone is the belief that no one truly cares. Birthdays pass without calls, holidays feel empty, and the world moves forward while they remain stuck in place. This emotional pain is as real as any physical ailment, and yet it is rarely acknowledged. However, loneliness is not a fate that must be accepted. In the next section, we will explore how the physical health of seniors is also deeply affected by isolation, and why addressing this issue is not just a matter of emotional well-being, but of life and death. While loneliness and isolation have a profound impact on mental health, they also take a serious toll on physical well-being. Living alone as an older adult is not just an emotional struggle, it can also be a silent killer. The connection between social isolation and declining health is often underestimated, but research shows that the effects of loneliness on the body are as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Without regular human interaction, the body begins to break down, sometimes faster than expected. One of the biggest physical risks that older adults face when living alone is the lack of immediate medical assistance. A simple fall can turn into a life-threatening emergency if there is no one around to help. A broken hip, a stroke, or even a mild heart attack can become fatal when medical attention is delayed. Many seniors who live alone worry about what would happen if they had an emergency in the middle of the night. The fear of being helpless, lying on the floor for hours or even days before someone notices, is a terrifying reality for many. In addition to accidents and medical emergencies, loneliness has been directly linked to a weakened immune system. When seniors experience chronic isolation, their stress levels increase, leading to higher levels of cortisol in the body. This prolonged stress response weakens the immune system, making it harder for the body to fight off infections, illnesses, and even recover from minor injuries. This is why many older adults who live alone often experience frequent colds, prolonged illnesses, and slower healing times compared to those with active social lives. Another major health risk associated with living alone is poor nutrition. Many seniors lose the motivation to cook for themselves, leading to a diet that is either lacking in nutrients or reliant on processed, unhealthy foods. Cooking a full meal may seem unnecessary when there is no one to share it with, and for those with mobility issues, even going grocery shopping can become a struggle. This leads to nutritional deficiencies, weight loss, and a higher risk of developing conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Lack of physical activity is also a serious concern. Without the encouragement of friends or family, many older adults become increasingly sedentary. Exercise plays a critical role in maintaining mobility, reducing inflammation, and preventing chronic diseases, but when seniors live alone, there is often little motivation to stay active. This decline in movement leads to weakened muscles, joint stiffness, and an overall loss of independence. Many seniors who were once able to move around freely find themselves becoming reliant on mobility aids simply because they stopped engaging in regular physical activity. Perhaps one of the most alarming aspects of isolation's effect on physical health is its impact on heart health. Studies have shown that seniors who live alone are at a significantly higher risk of high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and even early death. The body suffers when there is no emotional support, no shared laughter, and no sense of connection with others. The human body was not designed to live in isolation, and when it is deprived of meaningful social interactions, the stress can literally break the heart. As harsh as these realities may seem, they highlight an important truth. Aging alone is not just about being lonely. It is about survival. In the next section, we will explore how seniors can take steps to protect their mental and physical well-being while living alone, and why it is crucial to recognize the warning signs before it is too late. Living alone in old age comes with undeniable challenges, but it does not have to mean suffering in silence. While the risks of isolation, loneliness, and declining health are real, there are effective strategies that older adults can adopt to protect their mental and physical well-being. With the right mindset and proactive steps, living alone can still be fulfilling, meaningful, and even empowering. One of the most important aspects of maintaining well-being while living alone is staying socially connected. Humans are wired for social interaction, and no matter how independent someone may be, prolonged isolation can take a serious toll. Actively seeking out human connection, whether through phone calls, video chats, or in-person meetups, can make a world of difference. Joining a senior center, attending community events, or even participating in hobby-based groups can help older adults maintain a sense of belonging. Having at least one or two people to check in with regularly can reduce feelings of loneliness and ensure that help is available in case of an emergency. Another key strategy is creating a structured daily routine. When there is no external schedule to follow, it becomes easy to slip into unhealthy patterns, sleeping at odd hours, skipping meals, or spending entire days without movement. A well-planned routine helps maintain a sense of purpose. This can include setting specific times for waking up, having meals, exercising, engaging in hobbies, and winding down for bed. A structured day gives older adults something to look forward to and helps maintain a sense of normalcy. Staying physically active is another critical factor in living alone successfully. Regular movement keeps the body strong, reduces the risk of falls, and improves overall health. Simple activities like stretching, short walks, or even chair exercises can help maintain mobility and prevent muscle deterioration. Many seniors benefit from joining exercise classes tailored to older adults, as they provide both physical activity and social interaction. Dancing, yoga, or even light gardening can help keep the body active while also lifting the spirit. Beyond physical activity, mental stimulation is just as important. When seniors live alone, it is easy to fall into passive routines, watching television for hours or sitting in silence. Keeping the brain engaged with reading, puzzles, writing, or even learning something new can help prevent cognitive decline. Technology also provides endless opportunities to explore new skills, such as taking online courses, listening to podcasts, or learning how to play an instrument. A sharp mind leads to a higher quality of life, and staying mentally engaged can make living alone far more enriching. Prioritizing self-care and emotional well-being is equally essential. Many seniors neglect their own needs, especially when they feel that no one else is around to notice. Practicing mindfulness, engaging in relaxation techniques, and finding small joys in daily life can help maintain emotional balance. Whether it is enjoying a cup of tea on the porch, listening to music, or reflecting through journaling, small moments of peace can significantly improve overall well-being. Perhaps the most important step an older adult can take is building a reliable support network. It is crucial to identify trusted friends, neighbors, or family members who can step in if needed. Setting up a check-in system, where someone calls or visits regularly, provides not only security but also peace of mind. Some seniors choose to adopt a pet, as animals offer companionship and encourage a daily routine. Additionally, utilizing modern technology, such as medical alert systems, can provide an extra layer of safety in case of an emergency. Living alone does not mean living without support. While independence is valuable, knowing when to reach out and seek help is equally important. A fulfilling life in old age is still possible, even without constant companionship. By taking proactive steps to stay socially connected, physically active, and mentally engaged, older adults can protect their well-being and create a life that is both independent and meaningful. While personal strategies can help older adults maintain their well-being, the reality is that aging alone should not be an individual struggle. Families, communities, and society as a whole have a responsibility to ensure that seniors are not left to navigate the difficulties of living alone without support. Loneliness, financial insecurity, and health challenges can often be alleviated when there are strong support systems in place. However, in many cases, older adults are overlooked or forgotten, leaving them to face these struggles in silence. One of the most significant factors in supporting older adults is family involvement. Many seniors who live alone have children or relatives, but due to busy schedules, distance, or complicated relationships, regular communication often declines. Families must recognize that even small gestures, such as frequent phone calls, weekend visits, or helping with errands, can make a profound difference in an older adult's life. Too often, aging parents hesitate to ask for help because they do not want to be a burden. It is crucial for family members to take the initiative and ensure their elderly loved ones feel valued and included, rather than waiting for them to reach out first. Beyond immediate family, neighbors and local communities can play a vital role in supporting older adults. Simple acts of kindness, such as checking in on a senior neighbor, offering assistance with groceries, or inviting them to community gatherings, can help combat isolation. Neighborhood watch programs, faith-based organizations, and senior activity centers can provide both social opportunities and practical assistance. The goal is to create an environment where older adults feel seen and cared for, rather than forgotten. On a societal level, more needs to be done to ensure that aging alone does not mean suffering alone. Governments and policymakers must prioritize programs that assist seniors with health care, affordable housing, and financial security. Many older adults struggle to afford basic necessities, especially if they live on fixed incomes. Expensive medical bills, increasing rent, and rising costs of living often force seniors into difficult situations where they must choose between essentials. More accessible social programs, subsidized housing, and community outreach initiatives can ease these burdens and allow seniors to live with dignity. Technology also presents an opportunity to bridge the gap between seniors and their support networks. Many older adults are unfamiliar with modern technology, which can make them feel disconnected from the world. Teaching seniors how to use smartphones, video calls, and social media can help them stay in touch with family and friends. Additionally, technology-based services, such as grocery delivery, transportation apps, and telemedicine, can make independent living much easier and safer. Despite the importance of support systems, one of the biggest challenges remains changing societal attitudes toward aging. In many cultures, older adults are respected and cared for by their families, while in others, they are often viewed as burdens. Shifting the conversation around aging is essential. Society must recognize that seniors have a lifetime of experience, wisdom, and value to offer. Instead of being left to fade into the background, they should be given opportunities to stay engaged, contribute to their communities, and live with dignity. Creating an age-friendly society benefits everyone. If families, communities, and governments work together, living alone in old age does not have to be a lonely or painful experience. It is possible to build a world where older adults feel supported, connected, and valued, where aging is not something to fear, but a stage of life that is embraced with care and respect. Understanding the struggles of older adults who live alone is only the first step. The real question is, what can be done about it? Many people acknowledge the issue but feel powerless to help, believing that systemic problems like loneliness, financial insecurity, and healthcare barriers are too large to solve. However, real change begins with individual actions. Each person has the ability to contribute to a society where aging alone does not mean aging in isolation. For individuals, the simplest yet most impactful step is reaching out to older adults in their lives. Whether it is a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, or an old family friend, a small effort to check in can make a significant difference. A 5-minute phone call, a visit for coffee, or an invitation to join a family gathering can brighten an elderly person's day. Many older adults will never express their loneliness out loud, but they deeply appreciate feeling included. Being present for them is one of the most powerful ways to combat their sense of isolation. If you do not have an elderly relative nearby, consider volunteering in community programs dedicated to supporting older adults. Senior centers, nursing homes, and local charities often need volunteers to assist with activities, provide companionship, or run errands for seniors who struggle with mobility. Even delivering meals to seniors through programs like Meals on Wheels can be a meaningful contribution. These actions may seem small, but to an older adult living alone, they provide much-needed social interaction and support. Families can also play a more proactive role in the lives of their elderly members. Too often, adult children assume their aging parents are doing fine because they do not complain. Instead of waiting for them to ask for help, families should take the initiative. Scheduling regular visits, setting up systems for financial and healthcare support, and encouraging seniors to remain socially active can prevent many of the struggles associated with living alone. Older adults need to feel like they are still a valued part of the family, not an afterthought. Beyond individual and family efforts, communities must step up to create more senior-friendly environments. Local governments and organizations can establish more programs that promote social interaction among seniors. Simple initiatives such as community exercise classes, hobby clubs, and transportation services for the elderly can help keep them engaged and active. Public spaces should be designed with accessibility in mind, so that seniors can navigate their neighborhoods safely and comfortably. On a larger scale, society must advocate for policies that protect and support older adults. Affordable health care, better retirement benefits, and accessible housing options are all critical in ensuring seniors do not suffer financially or physically in their later years. Governments and institutions must recognize that as populations age, the needs of seniors should be prioritized, not ignored. Technology can also play a key role in improving the lives of older adults. Teaching seniors how to use video calls, social media, and digital healthcare services can keep them connected to family and resources. Encouraging businesses and service providers to create user-friendly technology for seniors will help bridge the digital divide that often isolates older generations. Ultimately, this is not just an issue for older adults. It affects everyone. Every person will age, and the way society treats its elderly today sets a precedent for the future. By taking action now, we can create a world where growing old does not mean growing invisible. It starts with small, everyday choices, checking in on a loved one, lending a helping hand, advocating for senior rights, and pushing for change in our communities. The truth is, loneliness in old age is not inevitable. It is preventable. If each person makes an effort, no senior has to feel abandoned, unheard, or forgotten. The challenge is now in our hands. Will we stand by, or will we step up and create a future where aging is met with dignity, respect, and care? Aging is an inevitable part of life, yet it is often met with fear, resistance, or even denial. Many people dread growing old because they associate it with loneliness, declining health, and loss of independence. However, while these challenges exist, aging can also be a time of growth, self-discovery, and meaningful contributions. Living alone as an older adult does not have to be a period of isolation. It can be an opportunity to embrace life in new ways. One of the most powerful ways to navigate aging with strength is by maintaining a sense of purpose. Many seniors struggle with feelings of emptiness after retirement, especially if their identity was tied to a lifelong career or raising a family. But life does not end when traditional roles shift. It evolves. Older adults who actively seek new passions, hobbies, or volunteer opportunities often experience greater happiness and emotional well-being. Whether it is painting, writing, gardening, mentoring younger generations, or even starting a small business, having a reason to wake up every morning is essential. Maintaining physical and mental health is another key factor in aging with dignity. While aging brings natural changes to the body, many of the common health issues associated with old age can be managed or even prevented through proactive self-care. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and staying mentally engaged through reading, puzzles, or learning new skills can significantly enhance quality of life. Even small habits, such as daily walks, stretching exercises, or practicing mindfulness, can help maintain both physical mobility and mental clarity. Aging well is not about avoiding old age. It is about preparing for it in a way that allows for independence and vitality. Social connections play an equally vital role in aging with strength. One of the biggest struggles of living alone in old age is the gradual loss of social interaction. However, staying connected is still possible, even in later years. Joining community groups, participating in local events, or even using technology to stay in touch with family and friends can help seniors maintain meaningful relationships. It is crucial to recognize that isolation is not just a circumstance, it is often a choice. By making an effort to stay socially engaged, older adults can prevent the loneliness that so often comes with aging alone. Embracing technology is another way to enhance independence and security in old age. While many seniors feel intimidated by modern advancements, learning to use smartphones, video calls, and online resources can provide a sense of empowerment. Technology is not just for the younger generation. It is a tool that can make life easier, whether through telemedicine, online grocery shopping, or even finding virtual communities to stay connected. Financial security is also a crucial aspect of aging with dignity. Many older adults worry about money, especially if they are on a fixed income. Planning ahead, managing expenses wisely, and seeking financial advice can help seniors feel more in control of their future. Additionally, exploring resources like senior discounts, government programs, and community aid can provide financial relief and ensure a more stable and stress-free lifestyle. Another important part of aging well is accepting and embracing change. Life will never be exactly the same as it was in youth, and that is okay. Instead of focusing on what has been lost, older adults can shift their perspective to what they still have and what they can still experience. Aging is not about giving up. It is about adapting and making the most of every moment. Finally, mindset plays the biggest role in shaping the experience of aging. A person's attitude toward aging determines whether it will be a period of fear and struggle or one of resilience and fulfillment. By choosing to see aging as a natural and meaningful phase of life, older adults can redefine their later years as a time of wisdom, joy, and opportunity. Aging alone does not have to mean aging in loneliness. It is possible to live independently while still feeling connected, valued, and fulfilled. It requires effort, planning, and the right mindset, but the reward is a life that is rich with meaning and dignity. Every individual has the power to shape their aging experience. The question is, will they take the steps needed to ensure their later years are lived with strength, purpose, and fulfillment?